Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, comrades and friends, my name is Dr. Ian Phillips, and today we got some news here from a Cato Institute and YouGov survey saying that 89% of Americans ages 65 and older believe that current retirees' Social Security benefits should be protected, even if that means raising taxes on younger workers. 89%. Again, that's not a poll result, right? That is a hostage note written in actuarial terms here, right? Now, this is alongside what is even more important, which is that the median primary voter age is 65 in this country. So let's translate that in English here. Well, that means that the people most likely to vote in the elections that decide who governs the country are also the same exact people most likely to say, please preserve my benefits, and if the bill comes due, send it to somebody younger. Don't send it to me. Now, to be fair, every single generation has their self-interest, right? Young people they're not angels themselves, believe me, right? I'm one of them, right? Middle-aged people, they're not saints. Retirees, in the same breath, are not villains, right? For wanting the benefits that they have been promised their entire lives. But the issue is not that seniors want Social Security protected, right? Of course they do. I mean, who wouldn't, right? You paid into the system your entire working life, right? And the politicians told you for 40 years that this was a promise that they were going to keep to you. And, you would be furious, right? If somebody arrived at age 68 and said, you know what, actually, we did the math and it was wrong. Good luck, right? You're screwed, right? No benefits for you, buddy. Thank you for giving us all of your hard-earned money and not being able to invest it yourself. Right? I mean, the anger is understandable, right? But what is not acceptable is pretending that there is no trade-off with respect to that decision, right? That is the scam, right? You promise one thing to a group here, and then you're going to charge the next generation for it. Right, that is the issue at hand. When in reality, we should be going after the rich, the wealthy, the elite, right? Who, after a certain dollar amount, don't pay any money towards Social Security tax, right? Meaning that this is a tax on the poor as opposed to a tax on the elite, right? I think it's after like a couple $100,000, you don't pay any extra Social Security tax, right? So you could be Elon Musk, for example, which again, worth $1 trillion now, over $1 trillion, almost $1.3 trillion now, right? Richer than like the next 5 richest people combined, which is just mind blowing. And, you could say to them, okay, well, look, I understand you're not going to be making, $100 billion a year, right? In the sense that, you can that's liquid money. I understand a lot of that's tied up in stocks and investments and whatnot. But you are going to be selling some of that, right? And you are going to be making some money, right? And so let's say you make, $10 billion, right? Well, of that $10 billion, 99% of it is not being taxed at all to go towards Social Security. So no wonder it's basically going to be insolvent by the time, we reach the mid-2030s, right? That, or they're going to have to take severe cuts in their benefits, right? And then, of course, people, their lack of foresight is remarkable. And so what are they going to do? Are they going to go attack the politicians for this? No. Instead, they're going to vote them out? No. Instead, what they're going to do is they're going to try to raise the taxes on the young people, right? As a consequence of that. And the young people are just going to have to take that. You know why? Because they don't go to the polls, right? The young people don't go to the polls for nothing, right? It's almost like they're allergic to them, right? They see like a voting sign and they just and the fire just, the skin starts to burn off of their bodies. It's ridiculous. It's insane. And it needs to change, ladies and gentlemen. It needs to change. And so with that said, guys, if you did enjoy the video here, please be sure to make up your own mind as always. But my name's Dr. Ian Phillips. Hit that subscribe button and we'll talk to you later. Peace.